Bias. We all have it. Bias means when we end up screwing or supporting someone unfairly. Trust me, we all have it. It's just like appendix. We all have that too. Now, for those of you who do not know what appendix is, don't worry, I'll tell you. Appendix is a small pouch-like sac of tissue that sits in the right lower abdomen. The real function of appendix is unknown, and some experts believe that appendix is just a useless remnant from our evolutionary past. Similarly, having an unfair inclination or prejudice for or against one person or group also solves no purpose. I know what some of you might say now. No. I don't have bias. I am totally unbiased person. Appendix is okay. I just saw one of your charts here. I agree, okay? I agree. We all have appendix. But a biased behavior? No. I don't have it. Unlike appendicitis, we don't have an ultrasound or a CT scan to establish that we have a bias. So I thought I'll play a small game with you, yeah? I'm going to ask you some questions, throw in some statements and observations, and I want you to just think of an answer. You don't have to write your answers, yeah? Don't have to share it with anybody else. Just think of an answer. Ready? All right. Imagine yourself driving past a flash car like this one, or this one, or this one, in a slow lane next to you. Even that you don't want to, but you peep into the car and the driver's ethnicity is? The local dairy shop in XYZ suburb in Auckland is owned by? Huh? Good one. Now you get the game right. Okay, great. Right, so just think of your answer, okay? Come on, let's continue. A driver cuts you off pretty bad, or has no idea to zip merge, or is struggling to parallel park. What's the gender and ethnicity of this driver? If I talk about a homeless man roaming around in the CBD area today, do you see a picture in your mind? Vin's office has opened after a week off, and you can see almost 60 to 70 people queuing up outside the office. Can you imagine none of them is smoking? Here's the next one. We pay cash, $4 per hour to our staff. We make them work 80 to 100 hours per week. We charge them money to sponsor their visas. We love to exploit them. Who are we? Let me tell you about a friend of mine who owns a cafe and a bakery in town. He's the third generation Kiwi, and their family migrated from cafe and bakery. People of these communities look the same. I know I'm throwing in my biases as well, but let's keep going, huh? Now I want to talk about a gun attack that took place in a shopping mall today. The attacker was a young angelic teenager who has had a troubled childhood, comes from a broken family, and suffers from mental illness. Who could the teenager be? Further in the news today, a terrorist attack has been evaded. At 3:30 p.m. today, a man in his early 30s with a backpack was nabbed by the alert policeman on duty near the local train station. An action that could have been a huge loss to lives has been dodged. The man was heard shouting his religious chants while he was being arrested. His identity, however, has been suppressed for security reasons. Who could this be? Excuse me, sir. May I request you to step aside from this queue and come on this side, please? We need to perform a thorough security check. And just so you know, this is a random check. Who are they checking today? So, that brings us to the end of our bias test, and you did have some answers, right? We all have them. We are conditioned to be like this. Our religious, political, social, economical, and geographical conditioning is embedded into our biases. A bias like appendix is there. And they are both harmless if they are in a controlled form. So nothing to worry about. Problem occurs only when your biases are uncontrolled. When you fail to distinguish between disagreement and hatred. When you openly, rigidly, and shamelessly start screwing or supporting someone or something. When your behavior becomes extraordinarily partial and toxic. When you have a potential to hurt yourself and others. Problem occurs when you have appendicitis. So in conclusion, let's look at this chart. This is the line of control. Since we've agreed, biases and appendix are there. They are both controlled and harmless if they are below the line. Problem occurs when you go above the line. The severity and acuity of these biases can also be labeled. Let's label them, bottom to top, for our own convenience, okay? It's like Simon Bridges, Todd Muller, Judith Collins. John Key, Winston Peters, Shane Jones. Mike Hosking. That's where you have appendicitis. Your appendix is inflamed, and unfortunately, surgery is the only option.